Recorded Books Incorporated presents an unabridged recording of The House with a Clock in Its Walls by John Bellairs, narrated by George Guidell. This book, copyrighted 1973 by John Bellairs, is recorded by arrangement with Richard Curtis Incorporated. This performance is copyrighted 1991 by Recorded Books Incorporated. Young Louis Barnevelt is about to have a wonderful adventure, but he doesn't know it yet. He's still a little scared, moving to a new town, a new school, moving in with his eccentric Uncle Jonathan. And now, The House with a Clock in Its Walls.
Chapter 1. Louis Barnevelt fidgeted and wiped his sweaty palms on the seat of the bus that was roaring toward New Zebedee. The year was 1948, and it was a warm, windy summer evening. Outside, that is. Louis could see the moonlit trees tossing gently beyond his window, which was sealed shut, like all the windows on the bus. He looked down at his purple corduroy trousers, the kind that go whip, whip when you walk. He put his hand up and rubbed it across his hair, which was parted in the middle and slicked down with wildroot cream oil. His hand was greasy now, so he wiped it on the seat again. His lips were moving, and he was saying a prayer. It was one of his altar boy prayers. Quia tu es Deus fortitudo mea, quare me repulisti, et quare tristis in cedo, dum affligit me inimicus. For thou, O God, art my strength. Why have you cast me off? And why do I go sorrowful while the enemy afflicts me? He tried to remember more prayers, but the only one he could come up with was another question. Quare tristis es anima mea, et quare conturbas me? Why art thou sorrowful, O my soul, and why do you trouble me? It seemed to Louis that all he could think of these days were questions. Where am I going? Who will I meet? Will I like them? What will happen to me? Louis Barnevelt was 10 years old. Until recently he had lived with his parents in a small town near Milwaukee. But his father and mother had been killed suddenly one night in an auto accident. And now Louis was on his way to New Zebedee, the county seat of Capharnaum County in the state of Michigan. He was going to live with his Uncle Jonathan, whom he had never met in his life. Of course, Louis had heard a few things about Uncle Jonathan, like that he smoked and drank and played poker. These were not such bad things in a Catholic family, but Louis had 2 maiden aunts who were Baptists, and they had warned him about Jonathan. He hoped that the warnings would turn out to be unnecessary. As the bus rounded a curve, Louis looked at his reflection in the window next to his seat. He saw a moony, fat face with shiny cheeks. The lips on the face were moving. Louis was saying the altar boy prayers again, this time with the wish that they might make Uncle Jonathan like him. Judica me Deus. Judge me, O God. No, don't judge me. Help me to live a happy life. It was 5 minutes to 9 when the bus pulled up in front of Heemsoth's Rexall drugstore in the town of New Zebedee. Louis got up, wiped his hands on his trousers, and tugged at the enormous cardboard suitcase that hung out over the edge of the metal rack. Louis's father had bought the suitcase in London at the end of World War II. It was covered with ripped and faded Cunard-lined stickers. Louis pulled hard, and the suitcase lurched down onto his head. He staggered back across the aisle with the suitcase held perilously in the air. Then he sat down suddenly, and the suitcase landed in his lap with a whump. "Oh, come on, don't kill yourself before I have a chance to meet you." There in the aisle stood a man with a bushy red beard that was streaked in several places with white. His Big Mac khaki trousers were bulged out in front by his pot belly, and he was wearing a gold-buttoned red vest over a blue work shirt. Lewis noticed that the vest had 4 pockets. There were pipe cleaners sticking out of the top.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.